How terrifying can it be when doctors lose their moral boundaries? A young woman, unconscious from an accident, was rushed to the hospital. Several doctors, captivated by her beauty, developed sinister thoughts. While she was under general anesthesia, yet still conscious, they subjected her to an unspeakable assault. She could feel everything but was unable to move, shedding silent tears. Even more shocking, the incident was not covered up. Instead, it quickly spread throughout the hospital. Those men were never punished. On the contrary, they were promoted, given raises, and lived glamorous lives. 10 years later, the once helpless girl had transformed into a cold-blooded avenger. Her first target was the very doctor who had injected her with anesthesia that night. Now the hospital director, he soon lost his composure under her beauty and mystery. When he regained consciousness, he found himself strapped to a hospital bed. What he thought might be another perverse game ended instead with the glint of a cold knife. Before the police could even open an investigation, another report came in. A male professor at the hospital had been found dead, killed in exactly the same manner. The forensic team concluded the killer must have medical knowledge. Each wound severed blood vessels with precision, prolonging the agony of death. Detective Jack took charge of the case. As his investigation deepened, two elderly nurses shared a story from a decade earlier. A beautiful girl injured in a car accident had been brought to the hospital, and several men, including the slain director and professor, preyed upon her. Rumor had it a third man was involved as well, the current head of a cosmetic surgery clinic, Dr. Peter. Their words sent a chill through Jack. Could the victim from 10 years ago have returned for revenge? He began probing Peter, casually bringing up the past. Peter broke down emotionally on the spot, confirming suspicion. Jack started tailing him day and night, hoping to flush out the real killer. Peter continued to indulge in nightclubs, unaware that he himself was now a target. At one club, Jack searched the rooms. Looking up, he spotted a woman following a waiter. The suspect. The moment she realized police were present, her knife slipped from her hand. She turned to leave. Jack immediately pursued her, but she escaped through the back door. Watching the surveillance footage, Jack recognized the figure at once. It had to be the girl from 10 years ago. The case quickly broke open. Police discovered she had changed her name 7 years earlier, and under the identity of Amy, she had entered the entertainment industry, eventually rising to stardom as an award-winning actress. Jack brought Amy in for questioning. She neither admitted nor denied involvement, and she had a flawless alibi for the night in question. Reluctantly, Jack had to release her, and the case stalled. A breakthrough came when Jack examined the murder weapon. A karambit, a claw-shaped knife often used in Indonesia for butchering. Coincidentally, a new butcher shop had just opened beneath Jack's apartment. Its owner, a strikingly alluring woman, handled knives with lethal precision, even slicing flying insects midair. The first time their eyes met, Jack felt an uncanny familiarity. Her silhouette was far too similar to the killer's. From then on, he visited the shop daily, partly drawn by her beauty, partly to confirm his suspicions. One day at the shop, Jack noticed a fresh wound on her leg, exactly where the killer had been injured during a recent attack. He became certain this stunning butcher was the avenger. Meanwhile, police guarding Peter at the hospital were swiftly neutralized. Peter was abducted and taken away in an ambulance. By the time Jack arrived, he was gone. Peter awoke in a dark slaughterhouse, screaming in terror. At the doorway appeared an elderly woman with silver hair. With just a look, she signaled the killer, who instantly drew her karambit and severed Peter's tendons. By the time Jack arrived with reinforcements, Peter was dead. But forensic analysis revealed something strange. Though the same weapon had been used, the wounds indicated a left-handed killer. Surveillance showed the woman who abducted Peter looked identical to the butcher. Yet Jack knew he had been with her at that very time. Had he misjudged everything? The case grew more tangled. Then one day Jack saw a news broadcast. Amy had just won another Best Actress award, playing a vengeful old woman. At once, he recalled the silver-haired lady he had seen at the butcher shop, the same perfume Amy always wore. If Amy was involved, then the butcher could not be innocent. But when Jack rushed to her shop, it was already deserted. Soon after, another murder occurred in a different city. A notorious human trafficker was brutally slain in exactly the same fashion. Jack immediately recognized the butcher's handiwork. Days later, he finally found her. They fought fiercely, and Jack managed to overpower her. Yet faced with the woman he loved, he could not pull the trigger. In despair, he resigned from the force, choosing instead to abandon everything and live with her. But the next morning, Jack found a photo album on the floor. Inside, he discovered the truth. The butcher had a twin sister. At last, the pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place. Yet Jack's heart remained torn. Which one of them had he truly fallen in love with?